Return of the Obra Dinn is about a ship that rolled into shore a couple years after disappearing with all of its hands lost. It's a first-person investigative story set in the 1800s. The East India Company wants to go in, take stock of the lost cargo, dead crew, and any other damage incurred on the vessel in order to compensate or find the families of the crew and passengers. The good news is, you're their investigator. The bad news is, you've dragged this poor sod out of bed to row you out to this ship of horrors.
It's too heavy. Take it yourself or open it here.
I only got a notebook and a bloody pocket watch in it. What do you mean it's too heavy? You're tasked with going in and working out what the hell happened to this ship of the damned. But trying to uncover the fates of around about 60 people with barely a clue to help you might seem like a monumental task. Stress less though, your employers have given you a pocket watch called the Memento Mortem, which as every good Persona player knows, Memento Mori is a Latin phrase that may be freely translated as remember that you are mortal. So you walk around the Obra Dinn and try to piece together what happened using a notebook a guy called Henry Evans snuck in with the pocket watch. It gives you access to the ship's route, a list of the crew, the images of as many crew members and passengers as possible, and allows you to report what you believed happened to each individual member of the crew. When you come across a corpse, Memento Mortem flips open and you have a chance to listen to what happened. This makes investigating challenging. You're not really given a clue who is speaking and people don't just go shouting out Jason every 5 seconds, allowing you to figure out who this poor bastard is. After you hear the event, you get dropped into an awful game of freeze frame. This is where you get to explore the scene, determine who is who died, how they were killed, and who witnessed the act. You jot all this down into the notebook as best you can. The game uses what feels like old school line mapping. You like 1-bit graphics? Have I got the game for you? You see this black and white? You want more colour? How's that for colour? These are the only graphics you're getting on PS4, mate. Get used to it. The story and how the game plays work in tandem with one another. You can't uncover the story without searching for the next corpse or clue. Sometimes they're not even corpses, it could be some random thing on the wall somewhere. Sometimes you end up in this weird flashback in a flashback state where a corpse can't be accessed unless you go into a certain event and it feels like you're stuck doing the time warp again. But the game looks and feels superb. The stylistic choice to carefully listen to a choice piece of audio and then see the event frozen in time really allows the player to go in and carefully take stock of what is happening. The game occasionally makes it feel like there's a time limit, but this isn't explicitly forced on the player if you do actually wish to take your time. And you can go back and replay memories you've already seen if you think you've got a better idea of who this poor bastard that got ripped apart was. The soundtrack is equally amazing. There is no music as you explore the Obra Dinn on your own. It's an eerie reminder that the ship has been deserted. It's inhabited only by a sense of loss and anger and confusion and a myriad of poor choice making. But enter a memory and the music accents the shock or empathy or the disaster and the disappearances of those involved. At its basic core, the game is very similar to What Remains of Edith Finch. You walk around, you uncover what happened, and you move on to the next scene, unraveling the whole story as you do so, but with the added challenge of trying to work out who Mr. No-Name over here is. Its interconnectivity makes for a solid story. No surprise, given this is the same guy that made this small masterpiece. That's Lucas Pope, for anyone keeping track. This is only his second game, too. He went from this to this. It's crazy. Anyway, Return of the Obra Dinn is a really great game. Play it.